Today we're reading from a short section of In Love at Ease. This is a book by Pramukh Swami. Sorry, it's not by him. It's by Yogi Trivedi, who has written these words, but he calls it Bapa's book, Pramukh Swami's book. It's not really about his life as it is about how he was in love at ease with everything. He was a president and guru of this international spiritual organization that I didn't hear about, that I didn't even know about until Sky Guardian sent it to me. Here we are in the third chapter, I-less. Let's see, where did we stop last time? There is a fine line between pride and arrogance. Swamishri was proud of Bhagwan Swami Narayan's legacy and community. Bhagwan Swami Narayan was his Ishta Devata, the personal form of the divine that he connected with. His gurus and the activities and initiatives managed by the volunteers and sadhus, monks, but he was not conceited. Pride inspired by knowledge and contentment leaves room to appreciate and accept others. Swamishri was not arrogant, and he did not foster a culture of institutional arrogance. He believed that every organization was trying to effect positive change and should be celebrated for their contributions. Despite having his own organization with a footprint larger than most Hindu religious organizations, Swamishri would not favor or prefer his own over that of others. To be I-less, talking about the ego, is to commit and contribute, but at once be detached from your own creations enough to appreciate those of others. Swamishri's humility set the tone for all the sadhus and volunteers in BAPS, which is the acronym for his organization. At the United Nations Millennium World Peace Summit, His Holiness went off script while speaking about world peace and harmony to include a message about humility. Not all that is mine is great, but all that is great is mine. My Guru, Yogi Ji Maharaj, taught us to appreciate and learn from others because we are all inspired by the divine. Swamishri did not speak ill of other religious leaders, nor would he ever entertain those conversations in his presence. One afternoon, a political leader of Gujarat came to meet Swamishri in Ahmedabad. The leader tried to win over Swamishri by disparaging a few of the other Swaminarayan organizations and praising BAPS. This isn't the only Swaminarayan organization. There have been many sampradayas, spiritual lineages that stemmed from that being. Swamishri folded his hands and immediately cut him off. Sahib, everyone is trying to encourage a moral and ethical society. They may have different methods, but that does not mean we should deride them. I respect and admire them. We are all working towards the next goal. Tell me, what have you been working on in your constituency? Swamishri did not think that he was better than anyone else, or that he deserved more praise than anyone else, and that humility was probably the source of his organization's efficacy. And I love that observation, Auntie. Yep, as a leader / boss, you have to be able to remain a student. Hello, Sarah. I am under the sun. I'm also outside indeed, cons. To be I-less is to be free from the burden of others' opinions. Hello, Marley. Swamishri was immune to being judged or profiled. He was a strong advocate of not basing one's happiness and worth on others' opinions. I had purchased a new Dilruba in 2008 in Mumbai. I took it into Swamishri's room to have it sanctified. Swamishri plucked the strings gently. "What is this instrument called? How does one play it? Show me, please. I will play it softly. I am no expert and do not want to damage it. Unlike you, I am not a musician." I was running my fingers on the peach-colored bedsheet covering his feet, for Swamishri to mimic the movement, while he gently ran his fingers on the fretted strings of the Dilruba. I was admiring my guru's humility and transparency. "Swamishri, I do not play this instrument yet either, and I did not want to admit it to you, but your transparency has made me feel comfortable. How can you be so humble? I am your disciple. Don't you worry that I or others will judge you as meek or ignorant. At work, they teach us not to openly speak of our shortcomings at a job interview or networking event. Aren't you worried about how others will measure you?" Swamishri passed me the instrument and asked me to kneel by the foot of his bed. He held my hand firmly, securing my undivided attention. "Yogi, what other people think of you only matters until you realize who you are. Your self-worth comes from within and not from without. God gives us skill and talent. We put in the hard work to nurture it. People's views of us change constantly. Some will like the way you play this instrument. Others will call your music Besura, tone deaf. I'm tone deaf. And it will change based on how they feel about you or whether they need you in that moment. Do not seek that validation from others. Do not base your happiness on it. Repeat after me. I am the Atman. I am the Atman. Sanskrit word meaning the self beyond the body and the mind. What others think of us does not matter. You feel your worth on the inside. I do. You should learn to do so as well." We sat holding hands in silence as Narayan Das Swami walked in to offer Swamishri water along with his medication. Good evening, Debs. Hello, 16th Kira. What happened to the first 15? As I left the room, Swamishri jokingly called out, "And Yogi, put in the hard work. Besura music on a string instrument is no fun." Swamishri was confident and collected because he was eyeless. His humility and his confidence came from within, from the self with a capital S. He was stable and unfazed while being subject to insult, ridicule, or unfavorable judgment, for he knew who he was. That balance of humility and confidence continues to inspire millions who find themselves at similar crossroads. There's just another short section here, and then there's some pictures. Actually, maybe we can leave that for the next time we read. We'll pause there. I'm happy to see these pictures, though. Excited for it. Urshyami means I am excited in Sanskrit.